News Talk Breakfast.
Good morning and welcome to News Talk Breakfast with me, Ivan Yates, and Chris Dunnan.
Thanks, Ivan. All eyes on Brussels this morning. But first, let's get news headlines with Cathy Madden.
Good morning. The Finance Minister will meet the EU Commissioner, who's responsible for the approval of...
16 people came to Dublin in search of a job. They've come to battle it out to be Bill Collins' apprentice.
You guys and girls are the generation that grew up as Celtic Tiger cubs, and that era is over.
One of Ireland's most successful businessmen, self-made multi-millionaire and inner-city boy done good. He's offering the successful candidate a 6-figure salary.
It was disrespectful. It was abuse.
To get the job, they'll have to work and live together for 13 relentless weeks, each week facing a tough business task.
There is no strategy involved here.
There is strategy and there is relationships being involved in this room.
This is the ultimate job interview.
You are fired. You are fired. You're fired.
Show me.
Last week on The Apprentice,
More your face, babes.
teams had to create a 30-second cinema advert for Philips Seiko coffee machines.
I know how you feel about this, but as PM, I've decided that we're doing it.
Tension between Ciara and Jamie spilled over into the boardroom.
She's weren't just arguing. You actually had to loggerheads on this task.
I wasn't entirely happy with it, no, and it's not something I'd be standing over, no.
He didn't want me to be the PM. He just didn't want to listen to anything that I had to say.
Ciara, you're 4 times in the boardroom. So the only thing I can say here is you're fired.
Thank you, Bill.
But Bill wasn't finished there.
Jamie, I have found your tone confrontational at times. You're not for me. You're fired.
And Jamie joined Ciara to become the 10th and 11th casualties of the boardroom.
Hello?
It's Jane here from Bill's office. Please, can you be ready in half an hour?
Okay, thanks very much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Guys, we have till 6 to get ready. I wonder what this house will be, actually. Lonely. I was convinced I was getting fired the last quarter. I was actually doing this because I was waiting for the finger.
7:30 a.m. and the candidates arrive in Clongriffin, a new development on the north side of the city.
Fusion, Elevate, good morning.
Good morning. Bill.
The end is in sight as you start task 11 of your 13-week job interview. And that process is continuing. Because I'm going to be handing you over now to Jim Barry. And Jim has helped me devise a task that is now going to challenge you in many business disciplines. Jim.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning. As Barry Group are one of Ireland's leading wholesale, grocery and alcohol distribution companies. We're currently looking at our newest franchise, which is Carryout. Carryout is one of the leading off-licence chains with 50 outlets nationwide. The task today is to develop the Carryout Wine and Beer Club. The club is designed to educate and communicate to consumers the fantastic range of wines and beers available in the Carryout outlets nationally. International experience tells us that off-licences tend to attract more male than female customers. So we want you to focus on the female market for this task. As part of the task, we would like you to focus on a website and the social media element. Finally, as a responsible company, we adhere rigidly to the standards set down for advertising of alcohol. We would like you to take that into account in your plan. Thank you.
Okay. We're now going to do a little balancing act. And to join Michelle, I want Barry to move over to Fusion. You need to step up to the plate and deliver. for Jim and his carry-out team, or the consequences will be simple. You will be the next person in my boardroom where you will be fired.
If it is an online website, it has to be something like an app.
You could even have an interactive thing where you can ask online, you know, I'm having steak and I like this.
Yeah, recommend the wine.
What do you recommend?
Yeah.
That type of thing would be really good.
Each team have their own off-licence for their events, and Carry Out have pre-invited 25 guests to attend each one. Before they launch their club, teams must brand and design their websites. Both teams have been given a wine and beer expert, access to the store manager and a web designer. They have €300 seed money and a separate catering budget. But first, they must select their project manager.
I'd like to take PM on this. I think it involves a lot of time management, a lot of organisation, which I think I'm good at. I think I could be strong on this task.
Hands down, I want this very badly.
Well, needless to say, I'm putting myself forward because even the title of this task is Online Grapevine. And I think I'm the best person to represent the online part. I have extensive experience in what's a good website and what's not a good website.
I will 100% guarantee that we'll win this if you choose me.
OK, let's vote on it.
Yeah.
Well,
Vote for myself, obviously.
OK, I'm voting
That's
for
what
myself.
I'm voting for ourselves.
I'm voting for myself as well. If I wasn't to be PM, I would go with Will, possibly, just so that you could really get engrossed with the online, because I think you're the key player here and you need to be completely engrossed in it.
I'd say Niamh, based on the exact same as that.
If I'm not voting for myself, I have to be honest, I have to vote for Niamh.
OK.
I really thought to be a project manager for this task because it is mainly an online task. So yes, I'm a little bit annoyed. It was very clear to both of them that I had a better knowledge, but it's not going to make any difference to my performance.
Do you want to kind of look after the website side of things? 'Cause I think there's a lot to do here, actually, that we are going to have to kind of split jobs.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
And I can look at the costings, as in how it's going to work on a points system. There is only two of us. Both of us would have gone for PM. We didn't want to really waste time, I guess, deciding who was going to be in charge. We're both well able to split everything down the middle and take responsibility for everything down the middle. So we don't have a project manager. We're both doing it together.
I think the PM is irrelevant. It's about getting this job done and getting it done efficiently. We need to kind of look at women's groups and...
The Girls' Night In website as well. If we can do something like with them.
Definitely needs loyalty or points system.
Yeah.
Like the points would build up and maybe get a trip to that vineyard. Literally going, you can go to the south of France.
Like air miles.
Air miles.
What we've gone for is a club called the Carried Away Club, and it's very much based on kind of a points system. So as a member of the club, you'll get a card. The points will enable you to go and visit vineyards across the world.
I'm a little worried about Fusion's potential naming, Get Carried Away. That has connotations of get plastered, need to be carried home by somebody. Not good.
What is your feeling on putting 2 on the online side and 1 in terms of organising the launch? We have one person then who has 2 days just to organise the catering, which will literally be a phone call. Tomorrow we'll all be there to dress the place or whatever.
Yeah,
so today it's more so getting loads of stuff
as
much as we possibly can for the money that we have. But there probably is a lot to organise today, so if you want to just go meet with caterers or with the designer, that'll probably be best.
Yeah, I don't mind, just once, like, are we clear on obviously what we want? Like,
I think it was a major mistake from Niamh's side that she divided the team the way she did. I should be on my own here, and she should be helping Will.
1:40 p.m. Both Barry and Michelle decide to visit their carry-out store in Ashtown and meet with their drinks expert.
Not overly happy with Fusion this morning. They've decided not to have a project manager, which I don't like, because Barry needs to be managed. He needs to be supervised, and that's a big worry for me at this stage.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
How are you?
Barry, how you doing?
Michelle.
Michelle,
how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Just on the wines and beers themselves, for our launch night, obviously tomorrow, we want to show a selection of wines and beers. Is there any that you would recommend to us to use?
We certainly would have some some lines that we would obviously like to push. There would be some agency wines that we'd be affiliated with.
Me and Barry, we are very different in the way we work. Barry's usually like all over the place, but he's also brilliant. Like he's the only person I know that can remember so much so quickly, whereas I'd be probably a little bit more focused.
Okay, we need to just look at our figures because the wine at the moment is totaling just under 300.
The only thing I'd say, right, it is for tasting. So it's not exactly a glass of wine.
So maybe we'll take it down to half a glass and half the amount of wine.
I think so. Because, I mean, we want them tasting the wine. We don't want them going out here hammered.
No, I agree.
I'm trying to, like, be honest with you, try to stay here as long as possible, because if you're going, I'd like to be going.
5 hours into brainstorming, and having decided on their team split much earlier, Will is still with Panos and Niamh.
Is this a bit of a mouthful? I was thinking of Carry Out Connoisseur Club.
What is that?
I was trying to think of something that relates to the fact that you're learning more about it.
Carry Out Scouts. You know, like it's catchy, like Carry Out rhymes with Scouts, but Scouts are all about learning.
Unless you called it Carry Out Taste Club.
Carry Out Tasting, or Carry On Tasting.
Yeah.
You know the old Carry On films, like
Carry On.
Carry On, Doctor and all that kind of stuff. Like, what if you played on that?
Will, Niamh and Panos as a team just have no spark between them at the moment. There's no creativity coming out. They clearly don't understand the task. They're skirting around it and they're hoping that they'll have a eureka moment and that somebody will come up with an idea.
3:15 p.m. Michelle goes to meet with their catering contact to discuss the food options for tomorrow's event.
There, I've got a few menu suggestions there, which I've done just on the second page there. I know your budget is €250.
Yep.
So really, it's up to yourselves what way you want to make up your budget.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Delighted.
Thank you.
3:30 p.m. and Elevate finally split. Panos and Niamh go to the web designers, and Will goes to their store in Clongriffin to meet with the store manager, Peter.
How you doing, Will? Pleased to meet you.
Will, how you doing?
You well?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Where's your vocal points for you selling? Like, when you come into the door, where do you position your best sellers? I'm looking at vocal points, you know, for
when you come in the door.
I'm a bit conscious that the lads didn't contribute enough in terms of telling me what they actually want, so I'm kind of going down on here with only 1 or 2 ideas in terms of exactly what they want. We're looking at getting 6 or 7 tables in here, okay? And on them we're gonna look, each table will be internationally themed, you know, as in like with a French wine with French food, Italian food with Italian wine, you know, and obviously a flag. You know, like you see them at tables like flags, you know. You guys don't have it on the back like that, have you? Or would you have it like that?
Wouldn't have anything like that, no.
A few screen grabs of fake videos.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. We'll just put a video section here, yeah, like you're saying, then I'll keep it entered there.
Sorry, do you mind if I
go for it,
sorry now. Hello, Will?
Have you any ideas what you want? Because I'm just concerned that it's not, we're not bulking it up enough.
Tables, chairs, white tablecloths on them, and then if we cannot get flags, we can get coloured balloons to the colours of the flags. So literally, if the table is a French table, we can have a blue, a red and a white balloon on it.
Yeah, I think he's kind of stressed that he's all over the place because he keeps calling, and even the questions he's asking again, they are not very concise.
But listen, I'm after being on to 4 or 5 different catering companies to try and get 8 bar tables and 20 stools, and the prices are coming in like in the hundreds, like 400.
Yes, Will is ringing and double checking things, and possibly at this stage I might be pulled up in the boardroom for letting Will work on his own, because possibly he would feel more comfortable with another person working with him. Maybe he is a little nervous to make decisions on his own.
Will you make some phone calls for me on catering, please?
Yes, I will.
I'm ploughing through them here and I'm getting no joy with them,
Okay, you keep motoring on the phone calls, ring me if you get any joy, I'll start making a few calls.
Okay, right,
as well,
grand,
okay?
thanks, cheers.
Okay,
Bye.
With Michelle out organising the event, Barry arranges a meeting with the web designer.
So we want to create a complete website, but have a link on their website as well.
So you're not actually creating a separate website?
We are, yeah. We kind of want to get people start to interact in the local community. We want them kind of just tasting wine rather than kind of drinking wine.
Have you a name for it?
Right now, I don't have a name. I mean, I have a bit of time on the name, don't I?
We're kind of running out of time in terms of getting your identity sorted.
Yeah.
And that really shouldn't come after the website.
Yeah, we have some ideas.
Elevate are also struggling with branding their website and club.
So we would have Carry Out Taste Club.
Is that the name for the club, the Carry Out Taste Club?
Well, we want to confirm the name with you. Basically, our plan is to work on the main design, and we are still kind of in development in terms of the logo, but we're hoping that is something we can drop in after. Is that possible?
You'd be better off to work on the logo and the name first, because that would then flow through to the web design.
Perfect.
Panos is sitting with the designer and they seem to be on an international wine tour around the globe. They have all the wine regions of the world depicted on the globe. They have the globe in a wine glass, and then, to add to the complication, they have the wine glass in a tumbler. The whole thing is way too complicated.
With little over an hour left on day one, Michelle joins Barry at the Web Designers.
I'm not really sure what's happening at the moment. I can feel kind of tension or stress, but I'm not really sure where it's from. I think maybe Barry's getting a bit stressed over the website and the content, and things seem to have changed ever so slightly. He looks like he's a bit stressed about things. I'm a bit nervous at the moment. I thought we'd be further along. I mean, we've got a good bit done in the sense of, you know, the food and the wine and how we're going to do the launch, but I thought we'd have the website come along a little bit more as well.
Yeah, just check if there's anything else we need to be doing as well, will you? Obviously there's a lot to be done, and there's very little time to do it in, and there's only 2 of us.
I think one of us is going to have to call PM, just for final decisions and stuff.